Hello, my name is Rohit Pandre, and today I am going to give a p- 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 presentation on timeless management techniques of Chhatrapati Shivaji Mahraj, which is my core t- t- task 14 of Topg TISA. So let's get started. So, timeless management techniques of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So, I got all this information from the historian Shri Ninad Bedekar sir. Means I got all this information and all these points from his videos. Thank a great thank you to him. So let's get started. So Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was the founder of Maratha Empire, or you can also call it as Swarajya. So he born at 19 February 1630. So his birth anniversary is very near, and he died on 3rd April 1680. As you can see, in the lifespan of almost 50 years, Shivaji Maharaj did many things. Means his dream was big and he proved himself. So let's see what the things we can learn from him. Shivaji, the great leader, democratic, he was democratic. Ins- he inspired his own people to fight against the injustice, to fight against the law, the rule which is not helping them. He, he started thinking out of the box from the people who, who, who was behaving like slaves in that time. He has a very sharp mind and good presence of mind too. He had a great vision. Mean, means Shivaji Maharaj had a very futuristic vision. He was a great innovator and able commander. The point innovator I want to tell you something is the fact is uh, Marathas have a different kind of sir, 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 sword, and that the name of the sword is Dhop. Thop. Dhop. So, uh, before the invention of Dhop type of sword, uh, the Marathas used normal swords, which was made for um Afghani people and other that Mughal sided people. So that swords was made according to that means uh, according to their average height, average weight, and their convenience that their swords are made. But Shivaji Maharaj observed this and for care of his soldiers and commanders, he invented a new sword by changing the length and fitting extra cushion in the handle of that sword and making some other changes and developed the dhop type of sword. So he was an innovator. So uh, he 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 was good in administration and he never did discrimination among his public. So let's see point wise what we can learn from him. First is leading by example. Whom you call a leader. A leader is who gives example and tell his followers that you should do this. A leader is not who just give orders and expect his people to follow him blindly. He always sets an example. So I want to I want to explain you by two examples. The first image you can see is of meeting of Chhatrapati Shivaji Mahraj and Afzal Khan. So Afzal Khan was a general of Mughal. So Afzal Khan, so Shivaji Maharaj invited Afzal Khan near the bottom of the Pratapgarh fort, and Shivaji Maharaj's height was little shorter than Afzal Khan, and still he has a big courage to fight. So Shivaji Maharaj can easily send his imposter, means Shivaji Maharaj has a chance to send imposter, means a fake personality or a duplicate like him in front of Afzal Khan, but he has to show by example that uh, he has to show by example to his follower that you should fight irrespective of the enemy is big or more powerful. So Shivaji Maharaj killed this Afzal Khan. So the next image is of Shahist Khan. So Shahist Khan was maternal uncle, or you can say mama of Aurangzeb. So he was staying in the Lal Mahal, which was a monument in the Pune, Maharashtra. So he was sir, 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 staying in that Lal Mahal, and he was behaving very rudely to the common people of that area. So Shivaji Maharaj decided to capture Pune again by killing Shahista Khan in by doing the surgical strike. Yes, I am uh, calling it at I am calling it as a surgical strike, not not a mission, because there was no there was no injury of any single person from Shivaji Maharaj's army. Means everyone was alive, and they all did the mission very successfully. So the thing you can learn from this is, we if you are a leader, you have to show by the example to your follower or your employee. So next is flawless planning. The main thing of doing any task or any project is the flawless planning. Means for example of Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla don't means when Nikola Tesla get a idea to make anything or to build anything, he first demonstrate all that in mind. Means he used to run all this that instrument theoretically in his own mind and try to find the mistakes in that blueprint or that model or he was planning in his own mind before applying it. So the second po- per, per point is flawless planning. So let's see by the real life examples of Shivaji Maharaj. So the first image you can see is of Agra. Is the you can name the incident as Agra uh, is successfully returning from Agra. So Aurangzeb invited all generals and all the kings to visit Agra. So Shivaji Maharaj, along with his elder son Sambhaji Maharaj, was present in the Agra. So in Agra, Aurangzeb uh, uh, insulted Shivaji Maharaj by standing him in the last row. But the problem was not that Shivaji Maharaj was standing in the last row. The problem was the generals or the officers which was below the rank of Shivaji Maharaj or not worthy was standing in the front row and our king Shivaji Maharaj was in the back row. So Shivaji Maharaj felt insulted by this and some other reasons also, and Aurangzeb got a chance to capture Shivaji Maharaj, and he kept Shivaji Maharaj and Sambhaji Maharaj in under observation in Agra. So Shivaji Maharaj made a plan. So he he tell all his officers that he is ill and need rest, and I want to send the sweet to the people of Agra and the nearby area. So every day, a big basket of sweet comes in the observation means in the fort of Shivaji Maharaj means the fort of Agra where Shivaji Maharaj were, were, were was under the observation, and Shivaji Maharaj used to keep hand on that, and then only the next basket can pass, and the sweet can be distributed among the common people. So Shivaji Maharaj used to do this uh, for few days, and he was very perfect about his plan. He knew that the Mughal generals all the or the Mughals will be tired by checking all the baskets. So one day, Sambhaji Maharaj and Shivaji Maharaj sit in that baskets. Is the size of basket was big, so they both sit in the basket and they successfully escaped from Agra. So the second image you can see is of Surat. So you are seeing Surat is burning. So yes, Surat was burning because Shivaji Maharaj looted Surat. So the situation was Swarajya or the Maratha Empire was not in a good economical condition. There was drought in Swaraj and people was not very happy because of less money. So Shivaji Maharaj decided to loot from Surat. So he made a plan and he sent Bahirji Naik. Yes, Bahirji Naik, the head of the spy agency, the spy department of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And Bahirji Naik found every minute detail of every trader in that Surat city. And, and in the year 1664, Bahirji, by the proper information of the money which is hidden in the house or the shops of the traders, the wealthiest traders of the Surat. Marathas looted that and used that money to to retain the power of Marathas economically. The thing is, Marathas was not ruled that to loot all that from the innocent uh, means some traders was greedy and some were innocent. So Shivaji Maharaj left the innocent traders by getting only few part of their income, but he looted successfully and wholly the greedy or the traders which are in more favor of Mughals. So yes, so he successfully looted Surat three times in 19 sorry in C 1664 and 1670. So next point is stainless character. One incident which I remember is when Shivaji Maharaj uh, was Shivaji Maharaj attacked some Mughal fort or Mughal area. He found a wife or a daughter of a Mughal general or Mughal officer, and he said the sentence that if my mother will be beautiful like this lady, I, I will be I could be more beautiful than I am now. So as you can see, Shivaji Maharaj had a very clear thoughts. The character was very stainless, and that was the great inspiration to all his generals and officers and all his troops also. Until now, we get inspiration from our king Shivaji Maharaj that character is important. So here is a Marathi sentence. स्त्री ही स्वराज्याच्या देव्हाऱ्यातील देवता आहे. तिचे रक्षण झालेच पाहिजे. It means स्त्री means woman is the goddess of the temple of Swarajya and she and her protection should be done. So Shivaji Maharaj was very conscious about the ladies of his Swarajya. Means not from his Swarajya, from all over the India. Means Shivaji Maharaj ordered his troops and generals not to kill or not to harm any ladies or any childrens. Means in Marathi we have a word Janata Raja, means the king who really knows what the people wants, what the people need, the things which are more related to humanities. So next point that we can learn from Shivaji Maharaj is organization and empowerment. So Swaraj was not only a small or big empire, it was an organization. And for managing this organization, Shivaji Maharaj made a Ashtapradhan Mandal, means a group or the courtiers which contain eight, the courtiers which are eight in number, and everyone is given different responsibilities. And And the point is, Shivaji Maharaj built a very good trust among his generals and his courtiers. So, and he gave empowerment to his public. So, so whenever means Shivaji Maharaj had a very, 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 very good organization. So, the, means if someone do mistakes, he will be punished, and anyone is not allowed to do mistakes which are in opposed to the rules of humanity or the rules which are not favor in the people. So this was the Ashtapradhan Mandal of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So first is Panta Pradhan, second is Amatya, third is Sachiv, fourth is Mantri, five is Senapati, Sumanta, Pandit Rao, and Nayadish. So let's see the fifth point. No comparison on core values. So Shivaji Maharaj was very determined about the core values because the first teacher of Shivaji Maharaj was his mother Jizabai, or you can call her as Jizau. So Jizau tell many stories was which was inspiring to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and made his childhood good and gave gave good ideas and made his mind better. So he has a very good core values. So let's see. So as you can see, this is a point on Raigad. Raigad was the capital of Swaraj. So so this point is called Takmak Tok. The Takmak Tok is the place, means from here the people who do mistakes and or would try to give try to do the thing which are not in fa- fa- favor of Swaraj. He is thrown away from this point, and thousands of uh, and some 1,000 feet below he falls. So next point is HRD and retention. HRD is human resource development. The point is Shivaji Maharaj is the first generals or the core members from his team was his childhood friend. So he had a very good human resource, and the uh, future generals or the future alliances which he made was very successful. Means anyone in Shivaji Maharaj's life won't left or leave him in between. So he has a very good ability to keep all the people together. Means he he know very much about human psychology and how to give them proper time and respect. And one thing I need to mention here is there was 8 wives of Shivaji Maharaj. So the so all these wives means all this from various parts of Maharashtra. The reason was means all these weddings was organized by his mother Jizau. Her plan was simply that we have to unite all the big families of Maharashtra. Means eight eight women from different families if come in one family, so all Maharashtra will get united. So that was a very good plan. So seventh point is alliance of good people and institutions. So Shivaji Maharaj made alliance when he moved to south with Adil Shahi and some with Nizam Shahi too to defeat the Mughals. But Marathas was always in power. And Shivaji, as I said earlier, when Shivaji Maharaj took the oath of Swarajya in the Raireshwar temple with all his teenage friends, and he was a teenager of 16 to 17 year, he was very passionate, and his passion made all his friends to be passionate about his dream. So he had a very good alliance. So and her mother was a his mother was the backbone or the support of him. So the thing we can learn here is alliance. Means we should not fight. Means we should not think that he is bad or she is bad. He has this bad habit. We have to accept our bad things and their bad things too, and form a alliance. We should accept and help each other. So, 8 point is learning from mistakes. Everyone in the life do mistakes, and human learns from mistakes. So, there is a small diagram you can say t t try or fail to success. So this cycle repeats. Means we have to learn from our mistakes, from others' mistakes. Mistakes are made to learn. We should not feel depressed by the mistakes. Shivaji Maharaj also did mistakes in his life, but he was successful at the end of his life. So next point is sorry the uh, sorry the slide was mixed. So vision. Shivaji Maharaj had a great vision. Means His father, Shahaji Maharaj, was a general of Adil Shah, or maybe I am wrong, means he was not a general of Mughal, I am sure, but he was a Mughal of some uh, Adil Shahi, I think, means I may be wrong, but he was a Mughal, means sorry, he was a general. Shahaji Maharaj was a general, and Shivaji Maharaj was not a king by his vision, means by the vision of his mother, by vision of his own, or the feeling for his people made him to build Maratha empire. So next point is courage. Courage is a very important thing to achieve. So Shivaji Maharaj had a great courage, and his courage inspired all the people with him, and it is still inspiring us too. We have to be courageous, not to be fear of any situation. Next point is communication. Shivaji Maharaj had a very great communication with his people and other people too. With his people, that he gives he gives he gives he means whenever any general dies or any troop dies, uh, he uh, he gives money to his family or supports his family or gives job to any member from his family and do good and make a good communication with his people. And another point is how he made communication with the other kingdoms. So he has some lawyers, which means a very good lawyers which were visiting the other kingdom and spreading the message of Swarajya. But the main thing is the spy agency of Swarajya. Means, as I said earlier, Bahilji Naik was the great spy of Maratha Empire. And he was the backbone of Marathas. So communication was the key point. The next is optimism. The positive way, the optimistic way is very important. Means we don't need to be negative at every time. Optimism is the key to success. So, what is the summary that I think is we should think big, we should be optimistic, we should trust on our people, we should never stop by small hurdles. We should respect the woman or anything who is uh, who is respectable. We have to be a risk taker. We should not fear of enemy. So that was my small presentation. So thank you, Shivaji Maharaj, for all these, and thank you, which are who are watching this presentation. Thank you.